What you see before you is two box fans that are not identical even in the slightest. Here we have the Happy Home McGraw-Edison window box fan that I still know no information about. I have not seen any of the... Here comes a train. Oh, it's not. It's them 7, honestly. M7. Squeaky bitch. We're swaying all over the place. I hate the friggin' M7s. Make me sick. And I still haven't seen any thing similar to this online, so it seems to be that it's pretty rare piece. If anyone does know when this was made or has seen anything similar to a box fan with a circular cage in the back, please let me know in the comments. On the right is my Climate Keeper fan that I got from Big Lots a while back. And I wanted to do a comparison between this and my Honeywell High Velocity fan. But then I saw the Climate Keeper just sitting in my room, and I was like, you know what? They're both box fans. Might as well do a comparison between a 26-inch box fan and the small one, because this is the only other box fan that I have in my collection. This is a 9-inch box fan, so it's not really a fair comparison, but it's vintage versus modern is the key thing here. Vintage versus modern is the key thing we're going with here. I've always wanted to do a comparison between a vintage fan and the modern one, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these guys. And the Happy Home was sitting over there. I'm gonna put it back over there next to the Kenmore, but for right now we're gonna test them here because I have more room over here, because I'm not moving that. There are a bunch of water in the old Kenmore, and don't know how well you can hear, but it is running, or it was probably shut off. Anyways, let's take a closer look at both of them. You've already seen the Happy Home. Let's take a closer look at that in a minute, but show you the Climate Keeper first. It's a little 9-inch portable box fan. Switch is actually on the front instead of the back. My one gripe about this fan is that there is no handle. Not even in the slightest. There is no handle. So carrying this is not really, there's not really a way to do it. I mean, you can't. It's not that heavy. I carried it out here with one hand, but I would like a handle. This one has a handle. I mean, it's not the greatest since this handle came off, but you know, it's whatever. Here's the information on the Climate Keeper. It's a 9-inch portable box fan, model HBBN9B, 120 volts, 60 hertz, 35 watts. Thermally protected, made in China. Yeah, we're China versus made in the US. Manufactured in January 2024. So this is a year old at this point. This one, I believe, is from either the late 50s or early 1960s. I'm not entirely sure. But that's what it seems like to me. Actually, this might be manufactured sometime in the 50s. Possibly. Early to mid 50s, I'm guessing. I don't know. Or early 60s. It is. It has a universal electric motor, 115 volts, 60 cycles, 2.35 amps. Don't know how many amps that one has, or that one's rated for. So it's probably like 9 or something, since that is a little C-frame shaded pole. So not efficient in the slightest. Serial number is 3P18377, and model is 26-081. Has a RPM range of 950. It's a universal electric motor made in Michigan, USA. There's the motor. It's a big motor for this big thing. This is a 26-inch. I thought it was a 20, but it is a 26, indicating on the motor. There's the back of it. It is a 2-speed push button unit. So the information on it. I don't know if there was any other information that was supposed to be on this. It's not really. If there was, it's long gone by now. Let me get that off the cage. It's a little piece of dust. So I'm not going to be running these at the same time, unfortunately, because I'm not going to unplug this. So we're going to start them up one by one. We'll do the... yeah, I guess we'll do the Climate Keeper first, since I haven't ran this one in a while. Sorted here. Will she reach? No. She will just barely reach, so. There we go. This chair. Alright. Now for the Climate Keeper. There's low speed. This little thing hasn't ran in a while. Yeah, there's the Climate Keeper. It's pretty quiet on low. It's not the best air mover on low. This thing's actually not the best air mover at all compared to this, but compared to any modern fan, this is kind of disappointing, but it's whatever. Medium. Actually, it's more powerful than I thought, but still, it's still nothing. It's just a nice gentle breeze at that. And the high speed. Now you can probably hear it. On high, this thing actually moves a decent amount of air. On high, this is where this thing shines. This little 9-inch box fan. It is pretty quiet, but it's also on the table, so it's making it louder than it is. There's spin down. Spin down's actually quite decent. I haven't ran this fan in God knows how long. Spin down's quite decent. Okay, so now for 0 to high. Yeah, air move's not really the best. I don't really have an indication on how. There you go. So it's just some indication it is doing a decent amount of air. Solid, sketchy. Now for the Happy Home. So it's a weird name for a fan. Happy Home. I also wanted to look. I forgot to look up. I can't talk. Just trying to figure out how to word that. I was gonna look up earlier on what the brand Happy Home was. I wanted to know if it was a store brand or whatever. I think it might have been like a store brand or some shit. Because this is a McGraw Edison product, so just has the Happy Home branding on it. So this might have been a store brand at some point. Possibly was. I'll look it up after this video. I'll put it in the. I'll put it. I'll edit it into the video if I do find some information on the actual brand. And if I find some more information on this fan itself, because I tried Google Lensing it and stuff. I'm gonna try Google Lensing it again, but I have not found anything similar to this, like the dehumidifier that I have in my garage. I found some information on that. That's from 1951, but I can't seem to find anything close to a box fan with this cage or anything like this. There are window box fans that are nothing like this, but this is just an interesting product of the 50s or 60s or what have you. So here goes low. Go ahead and start her up on the low. 2 presses for low, 1 press for high, and then a 3rd press for off. As you can see, she runs. Oops. You got the phone out of the windstream. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, she runs pretty good. I still need to clean it a little bit. Well, I did a video on cleaning it the other day, but I since deleted it because I do need to do a thorough cleaning on it. So. Maybe my friend can help me with that Saturday, I don't know. Or that's if he decides to come over. Not for a while. But yeah, that's low speed. It's definitely on low, obviously. This 26-inch box fan is outperforming that thing. Like, that's just a fact. That's obviously going to happen. I probably am going to do a video on this with my Honeywell HF910. Just go ahead and just kick it off for now, and then we'll do a 0 to high. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, blade is a little out of balance because of what I had to do to get it running, but other than that, this thing runs like it's brand new. Yeah, look at that bitch coast. That is a good motor right there. I mean, I could still put a few drops of oil in it, which I actually might put a few drops of oil in it just because. I don't know the last time this thing ran before I picked it up the other day, which was probably recent to when I picked it up the other day because I found it that morning, so it was probably ran that night or that morning, and it just happened to, and the blade happened to hit the cabinet, and they were like, okay, it's garbage. And now I have it, so I'm most likely the second owner of this. I'm not sure, I don't know for sure, but these things are pretty rare in this area. You don't really see fans like this over here. Box fans have definitely disappeared the last few years. At least in this area, that's for sure. 0 to high. I've been letting this thing run for a minute. Holy shit. This thing gets up to speed pretty fast on high speed. I've been letting it run for a little. This is probably the longest I'm going to let it run. Still definitely going to keep my eye on it. But it seems to be running fine. It's definitely got a nice, she's definitely got a nice shape to her. Low, off. That's for sure. Yeah, now that it runs. She's actually a pretty good runner and a pretty damn good performer. I would like to run it with the guard off, but it's a metal blade and I'm not going to do that. If the Climate Keeper was a little easier to take apart, I would, since it's a plastic blade, but just going to leave it the way it is. This thing really doesn't need to come apart. Well, it kind of does, actually, because I really want to clean it. It's still coasting. And it just stopped. Yeah, so that's a little comparison between two box fans that I have in my collection. My first box fan, which is the Climate Keeper, and my second box fan, which is my first vintage fan. Well, yeah, it is technically my first vintage fan in my collection. Years ago, there was a vintage 50s Lasco out here, but threw that out because it was just rusting to all hell. But it worked. I have a picture of it somewhere. I mentioned it before. Yeah, I really want to actually clean this thing. Because I don't know if the blades have surface rust on it, or if that's just dust that just stained the blade. I'm not entirely sure. Because I tried getting it off, but I'm not too sure about that. I kind of want to start it up again. Well, actually, let's move it to where I had it. And then we'll try and get a startup sound, because this one actually has a startup sound, but unlike this thing. Okay. Oops. There we go. Let's move the camera back a little bit. Let's go ahead and see if I can turn this. Shit, I don't know if I... Okay. Yeah, so this is how it's supposed to be. This fan. This is how this fan's... Hello. This is how this fan is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a window... It's a window box fan, essentially. Like, usually these don't have cages in the front. I'm surprised this one has a cage in the front. It's pretty much just a window box fan. I've seen something close to this. With the Hunter badge. The Hunter Zephyr. Which kind of looks a little similar to this. It is an M7. So we'll wait for that to pass. Freaking M7. Always ruining my videos. That's what I was saying. I've seen something similar to this with the Hunter Zephyr name, but I've only seen one variant of that on YouTube. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get the startup sound of this little girl. Since it's got a nice, and since she's got a nice startup sound, so. Show it running from the back. This is how you're supposed to run this fan. Just like this. It's only supposed to be exhaust. Blowing. It's only supposed to be exhaust. With it blowing, like it is. Blowing that little string over there. This is how you're supposed to run it. It's not a nice startup. It says the blade is only meant to spin one way. This is pretty much how it's supposed to be. I've never seen a Bosch fan like this prior to me getting this. Yeah, look how dirty the back of the blade is. This is why I wanted to get the blade off. This has a lot more hours on it than I thought. And also, I have been running it, but prior to me running the damn thing. There we go. Another M7. Oh, we have a meat. What? We have a meat, folks. I don't know what that was. Yeah, there's a little comparison between new and vintage.